You know who's done an equally bad job? That would be Perry Manassian, the Angels general manager. I read an article yesterday that Ken Rosenthal basically said prior to the San Diego Padres going out there and getting Juan Soto, they were deep in conversation with the Angels for Shohei Ohtani. Can you imagine what would have happened if Shohei Ohtani went to San Diego? I don't think there's any chance that he would have left San Diego, because you have the Godfather, Yu Darvish, over there. He would still be on the West Coast, and he wanted a team that could win. That team can win. I don't think there's any chance that he would have left. And you would have set up the Angels lovely, because what did the Nationals end up getting for Juan Soto? They ended up getting Dylan Cruz. They ended up getting James Wood. They ended up getting Mackenzie Gore. Now, there was also rumor that Jackson Merrill was very, very much a part of this trade. So they could have ended up, instead of having Cruz, they could have had Merrill, Wood, and Mackenzie Gore, which would have set up the Angels for years to come. Wow. What a terrible job by the Angels.
Okay. No. Okay. On field, yes. Off field, you understand there's a different dynamic in baseball too, like that we don't consider a lot of the times when we're talking about these trades. When you talk about like the unicorn, you're also talking about the financial windfall that it is Shohei Ohtani just off the field.
Yeah.
And this is why I truly believe he was not traded ever by the Angels, was the conversations they had when they basically told him, when they signed him, we will never trade you. Unless you want it, we will never trade you. I think and I truly believe, the bottom of my heart, those two things were existing at the same time. And I'll say three things. They understood they sucked. It's kind of easy to see that.
Yeah.
Two, they told him, we're not going to move you. And we're sticking by it. We're a team actually stuck by their word. And then three, the financials on the back end, they didn't care. They were making so much money off of the product that is Shohei Ohtani that they're like, all right, well, we'll take our L's, but we're going to take that money. And they're selling him and his likeness and everything everywhere. They're selling tickets. When they go anywhere, like they're playing, people are just selling out. And they had a lot of problems. And then Perry Manassian, I think, actually became probably the most trustworthy GM you could probably ever find by just having his word and sticking to it. And at the end of the day, we all know he should have gotten traded this last year at the Angels. And this trade would have been happening before that. But his last year at the Angels, everyone in the world knew he should have gotten traded. There's no doubt. We were talking trade all through everything. The financials and the word was their bond with Shohei. And they stuck with it.
I think more so than either one of those things, and I'm not discounting your thoughts by any stretch of the imagination, but I think more so, I believe that they thought that if they let him get out the door at all, there was no chance he was re-signing. They believed that they had a legitimate shot to re-sign Ohtani, and that if they traded him, there'd be no shot they would get him back. Because at the end of the day, how many teams were really in it for Ohtani? You had the Dodgers, you had the Angels, and you had San Diego. And everybody else was kind of like, hey, it's not on the West Coast. There's a chance, but it's very unlikely he's going to leave the West Coast.
I mean, San Francisco was probably definitely right up in there.
I'm sure, yeah. But do they have,
but we heard like
money, $700 million worth?
Yeah, I think they were willing to go to Judge. They were willing to touch the Judge numbers.
A Judge number and Ohtani number, very different. You're talking about, but I think they understood
I think out of every team, I think the Dodgers and the Giants understand the financials probably better than anybody else. And I think the Giants, being that group, I think they get the financials, and that's why they're going for Judge, and that's why they are going for all these guys, knowing the financial of selling that. And San Francisco, like you bring a player in San Francisco, everybody goes crazy for him.
Right.
You have a good point there, and I think there's a lot to do with that. But I also think man, they were just making so much money off of him. Like, you're like,
Right.
all right, we might never get him back if he goes. I think they also, though, knew if he ever goes to free agency, they're probably never going to get him back anyways. And it's hard as a GM, you're looking your job in the eye when you don't trade him. You know, like, there's a good chance you're going to get fired by not trading him. At the same time, you're hoping that your owner understands why you're not trading him. And he sat there, I guarantee you, like this with his butt clenched every day going, please understand why I'm not trading Shohei Ohtani.
Right.
And they got their last little bits of him, and they made their money, and they made the little farewell tour. I truly believe he stood by his word.
Do you think there's any chance that if Ohtani ended up getting traded to San Diego, he would have left San Diego?
Culturally, I don't know. That's the only thing about it, is that team's a little bit of a ragtag put together bunch that's like rally and kind of have a chip on their shoulder and kind of be assholes, but be really good at baseball assholes, and it's fun and it's great for baseball. I just don't know how much that plays into Shohei, where it seems like Shohei is a lot more chill. I'm going to lay back, superstar, but not a superstar. I don't want to see my teammates rock the boat. Like, let's all play great, respectful baseball. And I think there's times where I don't know if he would have. It would have been a roller coaster, and I don't know if he would have liked that. Plus, I think his agent would have still said, "Dude, like, you're going to make a lot more money with a Dodger or a Yankee across your chest. I mean, a lot more money."
See, I don't know about that, because if they had made that trade then, I think the owner, before he died, would have done everything.
Off the field. The numbers on the field, the contract numbers would have all been.
You're talking endorsements and stuff
field,
like that. Okay.
It's a different monster wearing a Dodger uniform and wearing a Yankee uniform. The only one that could have competed in Japan was a Seattle uniform. It's the only one that could have competed in Japan, because they have such a oomph in like being with Ichiro and the other players that they've had there. But the Dodgers and Yankees just mean different when you're on a billboard.
Yeah. Now, the only thing I'm not buying is the whole roller coaster you're talking about with the team, because I just think that Darvish would have made everything so much better. He would have
been the only reason he stayed.
Yeah. And I think he would have, because of you. I just think these Japanese players just have such esteem for Darvish, that they're just like, okay. Even Ohtani would play second fiddle to him in the clubhouse, in my opinion.
Who's the little like second base or shortstop, whatever it is right now for the Dodgers? Ryu?
Oh God, yes. Hold on.
I'm just struggling with his name right now.
Yeah.
But he, have you seen him like bow to Shohei whenever he walks by him?
Yeah, it's really funny. God, I'm having a lot of mental farts today.
It happens.
Dodgers.
Yeah, Kim.
Oh yeah,
Sung Kim.
Kim. Yeah.
Whenever he walks by, he bows. I love it, and yeah. I think it's great.
Dude,
and even he's not even Kim's not even Japanese, is he? I know he's from South Korea.
Yeah, he's Korean, Kim.
Which is crazy, because those are two cultures that do not necessarily love each other.
Yeah, but if you're a baseball player, you still love Ohtani.
They don't know. It's a different.
It's impossible for you not to like Ohtani unless you're a Yankee fan that says that Aaron Judge is the greatest player in baseball. He's the most dominant pitcher, and he's the most dominant hitter in baseball. He's not the best player. There's a difference, in my opinion. Now, finally, before we go, I need your advice, and maybe the fans of the show can, after they like and after they subscribe, they can comment and tell me what I should do. I'm going to Mets-Dodgers this Sunday night baseball. I can't possibly wear an Ohtani jersey in my favorite team. But can I wear two jerseys and take off the Soto jersey when Ohtani's at the plate?
Here's what you do.
Yeah.
You wear the Dodgers Ohtani jersey.
Uh-huh.
But you get a Mets logo and you tape it on front. And you say, should be a Met. Like on the back, you tape Ohtani should be a Met. And then that's how you rock it. Just random, and just see how many people react to it.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's gonna be fun. I can't wait for this, man. I mean, I try to go to a game every year that Ohtani's playing in. Maybe I'll wear my Angels jersey because I can't root for the Dodgers. I have my Angels Ohtani jersey.
I want to go to World Baseball Classic. That's the game I want to go see.
We can make that work. We could do that.
We can maybe. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be playing in Phoenix next year. I think that sucks.
Dude, I got a lot of miles on my American Express card. We can make this happen. Let's do this. All right. With all that being said, I'm the Greek. He's Mr. 69. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you real soon.